The devastation, grief, and anger in Los Angeles is turning to outrage. Over 117,000 Californians are demanding Mayor Karen Bass resign in disgrace as a new effort to recall Governor Newsom gets underway. We'll have more on their total failure of leadership in a moment. But first, well done, neighbors in Southern California by the thousands, lending a helping hand to fire victims. From churches like Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills, activating immediately, to volunteers who showed up at a huge donation drive at Santa Anita Racetrack in Arcadia, a city close to the Eaton fire. Meet Jennifer Denhartog.
I just needed to come out and do something to help people. Sorry, I feel so bad for the people. So just wanted to come help somebody.
The 48-year-old school teacher from Long Beach was handing out diapers while other volunteers waited in long lines to help sort and distribute mountains of donations, including clothing, water, and food.
That's all I can do. I can't give a bunch of money, but I can come and give my time.
Oliver Lee came to volunteer with his dad and was helping by handing out bottles of water.
The worst part about the fire was my dad's school is getting burned down. Kids cannot go to school. Kids and grown-ups are homeless. They don't have anywhere to live.
Here we have a 6-year-old who understands something elected leaders don't. Water reserves are important. How could LA officials let one of the main reservoirs, Santa Ynez, which supplies the Palisades, sit nearly empty? Here's a short clip going viral from a great independent journalist with the Free Press.
When they first started fighting the Palisades fire, they ran out of water extremely quickly. Wednesday, 3 a.m., they were basically out. And there's been a lot of talk on why this happened. So how long has this reservoir been empty for?
Since February of last year.
I think we need some answers, guys.
The answer is the people in charge failed in every imaginable way. It's malfeasance bordering on criminal. Forget the blame shifting and finger pointing. Here's the truth about how we got here. What happened isn't just an act of God, as some would have you believe. It's an act of godless leadership. When we hear about fire hydrants running dry, empty reservoirs, warnings ignored by Governor Newsom to clear out dead brush, along with doing controlled burns and diverting water into the Pacific to protect a tiny fish, this is a natural disaster compounded by a man-made catastrophe. Take a look at this promotional video from the LA Fire Department. This is real. It actually explains a lot.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better.
Are you kidding? That's Deputy Chief Christine Larso in the Equity and Human Resources Bureau, tasked with pushing DEI in recruitment. Look, if my house is on fire, if your house is on fire, who cares what the firefighter looks like or speaks like, or if you share a common background? I don't need a first openly anything. I need a first responder, don't you? This is what passes for leadership in 2025. This obsession with identity over competency. It's everywhere on the left. Look at the facts. Karen Bass celebrated as the first female mayor of Los Angeles. Kristen Crowley lauded as the first woman, the first openly LGBTQ fire chief. To be crystal clear, this isn't about questioning anyone's individual qualifications. It is about questioning a system that prioritizes first over best. When did we stop asking who's most qualified and start asking who helps us check the little box? When lives are at stake, when homes are burning, when every second counts, we need the best of the best, not the first of anything. When flames are consuming everything you own, you don't check gender or ethnicity or orientation of who's holding the hose. You check to make sure the water's flowing. LAFD allocated $1.7 million for equity and inclusion staffing, while Mayor Bass cut the department's overall budget by over $17 million. Think about this. More money for DEI initiatives, less money for actual firefighting capability. The faces of the dead and the displaced, they don't care about DEI statistics. The owners of those burned out homes, they don't care about historical firsts. What they care about are results. And right now, those results are tragic. At least 24 people have now died as a result of the fires.
Bad management, horrific politicians who took your money. It's time to replace the leadership in California.
Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills pastor and founder of the Real Life Network, Jack Hibbs, is going viral for having the courage to speak out in righteous anger against California's mostly one-party rule.
Nobody can hide from this. Nobody can hide from it. There's no excuses. This is the most wealthiest state in the 50. California has been under unmitigated Democrat 100% power control. Democrat, supermajority. What does that mean, supermajority? It means nobody can oppose their decision making. And now you've got it. You've got a situation where a catastrophe came and the billions of dollars that you and I gave was diverted to other woke, stupid Democrat projects.
He's right. Christians who say the church should stay out of politics. This isn't about politics. It's about priorities. When hiring becomes more focused on first rather than best, this is the crisis we end up with. What's happening in Los Angeles is what happens when a society prioritizes appearances over substance, symbolism over safety, first over excellence. And if you think this is too political for the pulpit, remember this. The prophets in the Bible confronted corrupt leadership all the time. Imagine Elijah saying, "It's not my place to judge Jezebel and Ahab." Jesus called the Pharisees a brood of vipers. Micah, Ezekiel, Isaiah, all condemned wicked leaders. Church, the time for polite silence is over. Your community deserves better. The first responders deserve better. And most importantly, the God we serve deserves better from those entrusted with protecting his people in government and the church. Reporting for the Real Life Network, I'm Daniel Cohen.